Okay, perfect. So welcome to another session from our Lily community. Today we're going to work on a specific topic, which is how to compare things or how to compare objects. Okay, so I need you to just make a little and short and brief introduction of yourself. Okay, so let's start with Mafe, first of all.
I am Mafe. I am living in Medellin now. I'm a teacher, English teacher in a bilingual primary school. I like to play ultimate frisbee. I like to play the flute, and I like to write poems.
Okay, perfect. Oh, all right. What kind of music do you like, Mafe?
Rock.
I can notice because of your T-shirt.
Yes.
Just a second, I close my door because my dog is a little. Oh, all right. Excuse me. I'm back. Yeah, rock music. I love rock music too. That is one
I,
character we have, right? Like in English teachers, always we like rock because we learned, I suppose, because of those
yes.
things, right? Okay, Mafa, very good. And Orlando, please introduce yourself to Mafa.
Okay, good morning, good afternoon, yes. So my name is Orlando Acevedo Galvis. I live in Pacatativa, Cundinamarca. It's close to Bogota. So about me, I am military. I'm 38 years old. Well, I was born in Bucaramanga, Santander, and Santanderiano.
Oh,
Right, Santander.
of course. A little
Yeah,
bit of people, huh?
yeah.
I am Norte
So,
Santanderiana.
You're too.
we are,
Oh
we
my
are,
gosh, all against me. I'm a little Rolita.
just Rolita.
Right.
Yeah. So I like what I like. Well, I like to read some non-fiction and fiction books. So I like Paulo Coelho book and another. So well, what this like? Well, I don't like to have my own dirty, so I like to clean. What another thing? Well, I like to play basketball and volleyball, and that's way.
And
This
that's
is
it.
all.
Okay, perfect. Just to remember a little bit about me because, well, we had a little class before with Orlando, but this is our first time with Mafe. So my name is Viviana Velasquez. Well, I am a teacher and I have been teacher for 12 years and I work with Sena. That is my presential work. So I am studying also psychology. I am in 7th semester right now. And I'm making just some specializations about higher education, distance education. So this is something that I am trying to practice also with you because that is also necessary to get more ideas, no, how to teach. What I love, of course, I love languages. I love German, basically. I am trying to learn German, but it's kind of difficult for me.
Me
I don't
too.
cool, so we can practice together also. Yeah. But it's difficult now anyway because I don't have too much time for doing so. I'm just trying to make my basic steps on that language. And I love music, of course. I love reading also. Um, what else? And I love pets. In general, I love dogs and cats. So
Dog.
I am crazy with the animals also. And in general, I will be here for helping you today to develop a little more speaking abilities, okay, according to our topic, which is gonna be how to compare things, okay? So are you ready for this?
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yes, okay. So I will share with you my screen. Let me put in here, first of all, mine. And I will present to you some grammar things, no, to remember some specific information about how to compare. And after we are going to watch some videos in which we are going to have some questions, and we need to practice a little bit on the vocabulary we have in there. Okay, so let's see something. I want Orlando to tell me if you
Yep.
remember the previous class. I told you something about the use of like with ing, remember?
Yeah, yes, I remember that. So
And
the different when we use the verb in the that was a gerund, or when we use infinitive verb
infinitive
after
verb.
that. Yeah.
Okay, and remember, in that case, let me put it again my face here. When we are describing likes, as you did it before, no, Mafe told me something. I like to listen to
I like
music. Tell me.
the guitar. Okay.
And the guitar too. Okay, so you play the guitar. So you have to say, I like playing, right? I like playing the guitar. I like reading
I
books. I
swimming
like
in the
watching.
pool. I like running in the morning.
Perfect. So it will be with ing, remember, when you express preferences, right? In that case, I love being with my dog all the day. Yes, with ing forms. Wait a second, please, because I have another person who is trying to be with us. Jimmy is coming also. Okay. And we're gonna practice together according to the grammar context we have today, comparative and superlative forms too. Okay, so let's start working on this. Can you see this?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, both of you, no problem. Wait, because I need to see your faces with me. Okay, so according to this, we are going to have how to compare different things. So which kind of aspects do you have to keep in mind or take into account when you are comparing objects? Mafe. Repeat again.
What?
Okay, what kind of aspects do you have to consider or do you have to take into account when you are comparing objects or when you are comparing the things?
Size, color, maybe.
What else?
Weight.
Weight.
Height as well.
The height.
The length.
Distance.
The distance also, it's necessary to use it. Very good. Okay, so before continuing, I want to give a little welcome to Mr. Jimmy, right? Jimmy.
Yes, teacher, I'm here.
Okay, hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Okay, excellent. We were waiting for you too. Jimmy, we're just starting, so it is easier for you to be connected with us, okay? So we are talking about how to compare different objects.
Different objects, okay.
Okay, so Orlando.
Yes,
tell me
teacher.
what considerations you have or you keep in mind when you are comparing different or complementing what Mafe said before.
Well, I believe maybe so. Well, maybe the appearance.
Appearance.
Appearance, yep. What else? Appearance, which is a color, size, weight, height. I don't know what else.
Appearance, maybe it includes the texture. What do you think?
Oh, the texture. Oh, well, yes. Yes.
Okay.
In fact, we can, I don't know, maybe in the state of the material. So maybe it's liquid, maybe it's solid, or maybe it's gas.
Oh, okay. The state. So it will be an state, the
Yep.
physical state.
The
Okay, very
physical
good.
state. Yep.
Perfect. Jimmy.
It's soft.
Take it off.
Jimmy.
Yes, I'm
Tell
here.
me what kind of considerations you keep in mind we are talking about the size, the color, height, weight, texture, appearance. Orlando add to the list. Another one you want to include?
They do fruit. You are speaking about they do fruit, orange and apple.
In general, the object.
I think that it seems that the orange is heavier than the apple or the apple. Excuse me.
Okay, so we have the weight, but in general considerations, Jimmy, tell me the general aspects, no? So you have weight,
Okay.
the height, the color, size, what else?
Okay. The orange is yellow. The apple is red. The apple is a lighter and a softer texture.
Okay, just wait a second because we are going to have the little exercise to compare, but in general aspects. Mafe, you want to add something to the list we said?
What you say, the texture, we can say that rough or smooth, or maybe we can talk about the feel or something. We can, or like the feelings, or
So,
The feelings?
yes, like if I compare my feels with my friend, like I am sensible today, or I am happy, like a state.
Oh, okay. So we can also compare as emotional aspects.
Emotional aspect,
We are
yes.
using, of course, people in the comparison form. Okay, perfect. So, in general, when we are comparing objects, remember we have to take into account all the aspects you mentioned before, and also the things, well, those are more physical aspects, but also we have to think about the abstract ones, no? Like you mentioned, if it is people, we can compare emotions or feelings which we cannot see, but we can perceive, right? When you use objects or things in general, you can use also an abstract comparison like the smell, possibly,
Yes.
yeah.
which in that case helps a little more to picture what kind of object could be, right? Can you imagine another different abstract comparison we can do with objects?
Well, I was thinking about the weather, but maybe that's in an object, it's in a place. We can make that comparison.
Okay,
Comparison.
well, yeah, that is more about the places, no? We had
Yeah, right.
last two. Okay, any other abstract thing? Emotions, feelings, smell,
Taste.
taste. That's another one, right? We have to think about our senses, no? Depends on the sense. We have different possible perception of the object, no? So it will be depends on the object. We said exactly the texture because we have our hands, and also the scent, the smell because we can just use our nose, right? The taste if they're different objects to eat, right? So it is possible to use. And the other one is another sense.
Sight. Well, sight is not include a tongue.
Which
This is the yes, a side. Side.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
yes.
I was thinking about how you with your sight, how you can do that comparison. So I mean, so we talk about the color, about the texture, and I believe maybe when we compare the color, we are
Yeah,
talking about the size sense.
exactly. Right.
The
I
sound.
think the widest possibility, no? Because with the sight you have the most of the comparison aspects, no? You can perceive them easily with the
Yeah.
sight. And also when you hear some sounds, right?
Yes, the sound.
Yeah.
So sound is also another comparative aspects we can have into account. Perfect. So now, I want you to remind me in that case, or remember some stuff about comparative forms and superlative forms, okay? So Mafe, you as an English teacher.
I don't like that topic. Okay, comparative. Yes, yes, really. Comparative.
I know. There are some topics we don't like to teach.
Read or?
It's horrible.
So, tell me.
Just, okay, comparative.
What is a comparative form?
There are three grades like the. Yes, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. No, I don't remember.
Okay.
Comparative in.
You forget that, teacher. You forget that.
Yes, I don't like that topic. I don't really.
No problem. That's okay.
I remember. Yes, I remember. When you do a comparisons, do objects or do elements, you have to in mind. You have to in your mind that there are two kinds of adjectives: the short adjectives and the long adjectives. The short adjectives in comparative or in superiority, the superiority comparative, you add er to the end of the word when the adjective is short, and when the adjective is long, you write the word more than. For example, in this case, we do a comparison between orange and apple. You say, for example, the apple is sweeter than the orange, sweeter or harder, maybe. And if the adjective is delicious, delicious is a long adjective. You said the apple is more delicious than the orange.
Yes, perfect. Yes, it is. So we have two different types of adjectives, right? When we are comparing objects, right? Long and short adjectives. Using ER, obviously with some grammar changes, no? Because we have some syllable, right? Like 1 or 2 syllable, you have to use ER or IER. Well, you know those things. And
yes.
According to the long adjective,
add other consonant.
Or the consonants, exactly. You have to add a double consonant if it is the case. Very good. So, superlative, Orlando.
Well, superlatives is when we do the comparison among more two objects. So maybe 3 objects, 4 objects, or 5 objects. So you can do a comparison about that as in a different aspect. So, well, it's the same case in the comparison. When you have some short adjective or a long adjective, use the same case, but the difference is at the end of the adjective, you have to use ext. Is a long in the case of the long adjective, and in the short adjective, you have to use the most or most adjective and continue with the sentence.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. So you have clear now the uses of the comparative or superlative forms. No, remember, comparative is always when you compare one or, well, 2 things, yes, and you use it to express that one is more than the other one. Superlative basically is when you want to generalize the idea, well, the comparison, and in that case you can describe that one object, or you say one object is more than the rest of the same kind. No? Basically, it is the idea for superlative forms. As you remember, Jimmy mentioned something here. We have short adjectives and long adjectives. No? So short adjectives, sorry, Here adjectives, we use er, than, using two different elements. And when it is long adjective, we are going to use more, no? For more interesting, more beautiful, more exciting, right? Those words. When you use the opposite, when you want to say that one object is less than the others, it's possible to use the word less, short or long adjective, doesn't matter. And you compare with the two adjectives. The superlative form, in that case, as Orlando explained before, it is about using the particle or the article the with est, right? Short adjectives, the with est. The fastest, the longest, the largest, right? And when it is a long adjective, we are going to use the particle the most, and we use the normal adjective after this, right? The opposite, if you want to make the generalization, but in a negative form or less than, right? We are going to use the least expensive way to, yes? So you got the est, the most or the least. And comparative, we have er than, more, or less than, right? You remember those things, right?
Yes, right.
Okay, perfect. So no problem at all. Now, according to that little, well, not feedback exactly, but it is a little reminding exercise. We are going to use today a little video to practice those things, okay? So I will share with you, wait a second, please, the video. Come on. Where is my video? Okay. This video doesn't have any sound, it's just music, so it is not necessary for us to pay attention to the sound, okay? Just the images and the information we got into the video, right?
Excuse me, I don't know what happened with in my video. I can see the, okay, now I can see now.
And this one, you can see that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
All of you?
Thank you.
Yes, teacher, I can see it.
Okay, Jimmy, do you see the video?
Yes.
Perfect. So I will make.
Teacher, I can see the sliders. Can you give us the sliders? Excuse me.
Okay, but can you see here the video, the picture of the video or not?
Video, yes.
Okay, so it says answer the questions faster than your classmates. Okay, this is an exercise we have to answer quickly, right? What is the idea? I will give you an example and then you can catch a little bit the point of this. We're going to have different pictures. Depends on the pictures, you have to think about the normal adjective of the picture, and after we have to compare or make the comparative and the superlative form of the pictures, right?
Right.
You're going to get 2 points if you make it correctly. So we are going to have a little competence today. Let me write it because in here I cannot in the. Okay, wait. So we have, you get 2 points for each correct answer. However, if your answer is incorrect, you lose 3 points, okay?
Okay.
You have to be fast and think carefully what you are going to say. So, we got, remember, all the words and sentences to get more points during the revision. You will get 1 point for each correct sentence. Think, be quick, remember the words and sentences and win the game. Good luck. Let's see. Okay, this is an example, just an example. We have 3 different pictures. Can you see them?
Yes.
So we have a fork, a pink knife, and a razor. Yes?
Yeah.
We have the question, which is superlative. What is the sharpest?
Razor.
So the razor is
The razor is the
it's the more sharpest than it's the more sharpest.
Okay, so pay attention.
Sorry.
this is an example, but you have to be careful with the answers, no? So, first of all, we have to check what is the normal object. I mean, the not sharpest form, right?
Fork.
The fork. So a fork is sharp. Look at the expression. A fork is sharp, so it will be the normal description of the object, right? One sentence. Second sentence. We are going to make a comparative between the fork and the knife. For example, a pen knife is sharper than a fork. Okay? So the first sentence, you have to tell me the characteristic of the object. The second sentence, you have to tell me the comparative of two different objects. And the third one, you have to tell me the superlative form. Is that clear?
Okay.
So, the comparative. A pen knife is sharper than a fork. The superlative, what is the sharpest?
The razor is sharpest.
The razor.
Okay, so you said the shaper or a razor is the sharpest.
The razor is the sharpest.
Okay?
Yes.
So,
okay.
tell me the three possible forms. The characteristic, the single characteristic, the comparative form, and the superlative form. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
believe.
Let's try again with another example.
Try another game.
Okay, second image. We got an armchair, a stool, and a chair. The final question is, what is the most comfortable? But first of all, you have to identify the less comfortable. In that case, which one will be?
Okay.
So
So could you do that?
a stool is less comfortable than an armchair.
Okay, but previously to the comparative, you have to tell me the normal characteristic.
Yes,
So,
I believe maybe the normal a stool is comfortable.
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 Comfortable. So the first idea will say a stool is comfortable.
It's comfortable. So
Good. With the first one.
okay, a stool is comfortable.
We have to use the comparative form. Okay,
Yes.
the comparative.
So this one, a
Is
chair.
The armchair.
See, armchair. A chair is more comfortable. More comfortable.
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 No,
Comfortable.
comfortable.
Comfortable that stool.
Okay, but remember, we have to go until the less to the most.
So the stool is comfortable than the armchair.
No.
No, I believe maybe a chair is more comfortable.
Are you there? No.
And the chair.
Yeah.
Than the chair.
A stool, yes.
I don't
Okay.
listen. I don't listen to you
Than the
either.
chair.
So a chair is more comfortable than a stool.
Okay, that will be the second option, right?
Yep.
Because we have a second thing, no? A chair is more comfortable than a stool,
Yeah,
right? So we got
right.
from the less to the most.
Yep.
Right? And the third one, what is the most comfortable?
The sofa is the most comfortable.
Okay, the sofa or the
The armchair. Yep, the armchair.
is the most comfortable. Yes, so you have to go from the normal characteristic going to a little more specific characteristic and then to the most of them.
Yep.
Yes, is that clear?
Yes.
Mafe, you got the idea?
Yes. Yes.
And Jimmy?
Yes, yes, teacher, I understand.
Okay, this exercise, we are going to make it individual, so maybe we can have a little more possibility to participate.
Yes.
So I will tell you the specific picture, and if you answer correctly, you get the points. If you don't, we can have another chance with a different person after finishing the exercise, right?
Okay.
So let's start with Mafe. as usual, women first.
Yep.
That is. So the first picture goes with Mafe. So we got here honey, carrot juice, and peaches. Tell me the normal and the usual characteristic. Which one will be the first picture you choose?
Honey.
Honey?
Honey is the most sweetest. Is the sweetest. Honey is the sweetest.
But remember, if you said sweetest, you're making the superlative. From the less to the most. From the normal thing to the top. What will be the sweet, the normal sweet object?
Peaches.
Peaches. Let's see. Okay, so organize the idea. Peaches.
Peaches is the sweetest.
No superlative. Normal. Peaches. I don't think peaches, but anyway.
Sweet.
So Maria, we have to give the normal characteristics.
Yeah. Peaches is sweet than the honey.
Nope.
No. Normal, so peaches is sweet.
For example, peaches are sweet, no? Because
yes,
yes.
That's the correct.
So according to your perception, carrot juice is sweeter than peaches? What do you think? I was
You lost.
Jimmy,
Yes, teacher, I'm here.
tell me the first idea, the normal characteristic.
The normal characteristic are the peaches are a little sweet. Carrot juice is acid, and the honey is so sweet.
Okay, you go beyond the characteristic anyway. But
And the
it's not it. Orlando.
Okay, carrot juice is sweet.
Carrot juice is sweet. Let's see.
Yep.
Wait. Don't say anything else. Oh my gosh, this is so slow. Okay, the normal characteristic is the carrot juice is sweet.
Yep.
Okay, now the comparative.
So, peaches are sweeter than carrot juice.
Okay, let's see. Peaches are sweeter than carrot juice. Very good.
Yeah.
And the superlative, what is the sweetest?
Honey is the sweetest.
Yes, it is, right? You understand the dynamic? It's going from the less to the most. Yes, Mafe?
Yes.
Yes.
I won! Yeah!
Orlando, you got 3 points. Very good, very good. Okay, now, let's see Jimmy. Let's give an opportunity to Jimmy to start the next picture.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So remember, you have to choose from the 3 possible pictures the list. Let's see. The list according to the specific characteristic. Okay? And you have to tell me the normal idea, the normal sentence. So we have a basketball player, a skyscraper, and a tree. It is skyscraper and a tree.
Skyscraper.
So a normal characteristic from the left to the top. Remember that.
Normal characteristics are the basketball players are tall.
Are tall. Okay. Basketball players are tall.
The skyscraper are so tall. A tree are a little
Wait.
tall.
But just tell me the first picture, no? So you said a basketball player is tall. Yes? This is the first characteristic and the normal one.
Okay.
A basketball player is tall. Now, the second part, you have to compare the basketball player with another of the two pictures you have in there.
Okay, the tree, the tree is the tree is more. No. The tree is tallest than the basketball player.
Kind of. You said tallest?
Tallest.
But tallest is superlative. Maria Fernanda, what is the correct one?
The tree is taller.
Yes, the tree is taller. Compliment?
Than the basketball player.
Basketball player. Yes. So we got the comparative form. A tree is taller than a basketball player. Okay. Jimmy.
Okay.
Comparative. What is the tallest?
The tallest is the building.
But organized idea.
The building is the building is the tallest.
Okay, the building is the tallest.
Yes.
Yes, it is, right.
Skyscraper.
Skyscraper is the tallest it will be, right? You got 3 points. Well, let's see. Mafe has 1 and Jimmy has 2 points.
Thank you.
Because you have only 2 from the 3 points. Okay, next one. Orlando,
It's my turn.
chance. Now, so we
Wow.
got an athletic. We got a dog and a jet plane. Tell me
Okay.
the forms. The first one, basic one.
Okay. An athlete is fast.
A 30 is fast. Let's see if it is the correct one. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, 1 point. Second.
Okay. The dog is faster than athlete.
Dog is faster than athletic. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, we got it. And superlative.
And superlative, this is I cannot remember. Strike.
Jet plane.
It's well, yes, but it's on a strike plane. Well, the plane is the fastest. I cannot remember if it's a strike plane or a striker. Yes.
Okay.
The plane is the fastest.
A jet plane is the fastest. Very good.
Yep.
We got the 3 forms. Very good. You got another 3 points.
Yeah.
Good. Math again. I hope now you get an idea how to work on this. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, we got a bike, a motorbike, and a sport car. Tell me, the basic one?
But I can see the pictures. Can you tell me the adjective?
Excuse me? Again.
I am asleep. My pictures. Can you tell me the adjective?
Okay, expensive.
Oh, expensive. Bike, motorbike, and car. So a bike is expensive.
A bike is expensive. Mm-hmm.
A motorbike is more expensive than a bike.
Very good. And the third one, what is
the car is the most expensive.
Yes, you got it. Excellent. Points for Mafe. Jimmy, your time for Chinese.
Go.
Okay. So we got here a castle, the earth,
castle, oldest.
the normal and the basic one.
Okay. I can see the pictures.
There is a castle.
Castle here, pyramids. Pyramids. Okay. A castle is old. A castle is old. Pyramid is older than is older than the castle, and the ear is the most old. Excuse me, and the ear is oldest.
And the
Is
earth.
the oldest. The ear is the oldest.
Okay. Oh, almost.
Earth.
Earth is the oldest. Okay. You got the points too. Very good, Jimmy. You got at the moment 5 points for Jimmy, 4 for Mafe, and 6 for Orlando.
Yeah.
Next round. Mafe again. Yeah, no, Orlando, sorry. Orlando, you finished this one. Tell me, soup, coffee, and flames. What is the hottest?
Ooh, wow. Okay. And soup is hot, and the coffee is hotter than soup, and the flames are the hottest.
Okay, very good. I like it. You got more, 3 points more now. Mafe, next one.
Who
You got
want to be millionaire?
You want to be a millionaire. But Bitcoins, remember this is only for Bitcoins.
Yeah, Bitcoin.
For the normal money. Okay, a lizard, a road, and a snake. Mafe, what is the longest one?
A lizard is long, a snake is longer than a lizard, and a road is the long.
Yeah, right. Oh, there was a little mistake. It's not faster, it's longest. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes! 3 points more for Mafe. Excellent. Jimmy, your turn.
Okay.
Okay, wait. Oh, what is the most exciting? Parachuting, playing computer games, or riding a horse?
It's abstract, but I think that the okay the playing computer is exciting. The reading on a horse is more exciting than playing computer games, and the most exciting is parachuting.
Okay, the most exciting is parachuting. Very good. You got the idea now. Very good. Orlando, your turn now.
Yep.
Let's see what we have. Okay, what is the hardest?
Hardest.
Heart of gold, a stone, or a coconut?
Oh, that is a hard question. Okay. Coconut is hard. Well, okay. A stone is harder than a coconut, and the cold part is the hardest. Yes.
You're taking too much time for answering. 3 points. Okay, the last round. Mafe.
Okay.
What is the noisiest? The vacuum cleaner, a chainsaw, or a parrot?
A parrot is noisy. Vacuum cleaner is noisier than a parrot, and a chainsaw is the most noisy.
Excuse me?
It's the noisiest. It's okay. It's the noisiest.
Okay, let's see if you got the idea. Let's see. Yes, a vacuum cleaner is the noisier than parrot, and the chainsaw, oh my gosh, is the noisiest. Very good. 3 point more. Jimmy. Oh, this is cool. Which language is the most popular? English, Spanish, or German?
Okay. For me, the the language most popular is Spanish. No, excuse me. The Spanish is popular.
Spanish.
Germany is popular. Germany is popular. English is more popular than Germany, and Spanish is the most popular.
Okay, yes, you got the order. Very good. German is popular, Spanish is more popular than German, and English is the most popular. Excellent. And finally, we got Orlando.
Yeah.
The last one. What is the deepest? An ocean, a wheel, or a hole?
Okay. A hole is deep. A wheel is deeper than a hole, and an ocean is the deepest.
Excellent. Pretty good. Okay, so summary. We got, oh my gosh, I am terrible with mathematics. 4, 5. 15 points for Orlando.
Yeah.
10, and we got 9 and, no, what? Excuse me. 3, 4, 12, 13 for Mafe, and you got 11 for Jimmy.
Oh.
The winner, Orlando, you got it. Point for you. Okay. Oh, sorry. No, but there is a good exercise. Excellent. You got it. Okay. Now, just to remember some stuff, how to compare objects, no? Because we use the normal things as we had it in the example. We have more than or ER, right? But there are many other possibilities to make comparative forms, okay? So, for example, we can use the words much, a lot, far, to exaggerate a little more that comparative form, right? So you can emphasize the comparative using much, a lot, far, even, or rather in that case. For example, this food is much better than the food we had yesterday, right? So much emphasize what you want to express with that comparative form. Yes? Mafe, could you please read the second example?
Who?
Mafe.
Okay. The second one. The town is a lot more crowded these days because of the new shopping center.
So we have quantities expressing or emphasizing more, right? So you said a lot more. Emphasize, and of course the tone of the voice help you to emphasize the idea a little, I don't know, like harder, right? The third one, Orlando.
The third one is Alex is far less intelligent than the other kids in the class.
So what do we mean in that case with far?
I believe maybe far doesn't mean anything. It just is used to emphasizes the adjective far less intelligent.
Okay, but we have an expression also in Spanish, no, for that idea. When you said Alex is far less intelligent, how can you translate that one in Spanish? And that is almost literal.
But in Spanish I say Alex es menos inteligente que los otros niños en clase.
No, and then
más despistado.
I don't know if you have heard that one in Spanish. Because you said like Alex is far less intelligent. Which Alex de lejos es, o por lo lejos es menos inteligente. It's like you have a lot of distance from one person to the other, according to that comparative form, you know? That is something, well, I don't know, but my mom used to use those words. So I don't know if you use it in your context, right? Okay.
I thinking about that is a hard question, but I don't know.
I don't know. I have heard my mom something like that. Uy,
yeah.
Lejos es mejor que tal cosa. So you said like, yes, you're comparing like a distance idea, but it is because from one to the other, it exists a really, really big difference. I don't know. Context, cultural context.
Yeah, yes.
Next one, please.
Jimmy
We've
or
been
me?
busier
Hi,
than
guys.
Me?
Jimmy, please.
We have been busier than ever at work this last month or so.
Okay, we have been busier than ever. That's another emphasized idea, no? Busier than ever. Okay, we can soften a comparative adjective using little or bit. So it will be the opposite, no? When you said much, a lot, far, ever, is because you want to emphasize something with a huge comparison, right? But if you want to make the comparison the opposite, to make it smaller, right? You have to use the opposite quantities, which is little in that case, or a bit. For example, she feels a little more confident now that she's given her first public performance. In that case, we are using that, how we can say that, oh my gosh, I forgot, uncountable forms, right? Uncountable expressions, right? Like much, a lot, a little, a bit. All of them refers to uncountables, more than countables, because in that case, the countable is only more, right? In the case, a lot is the only one that we can use in both cases.
So,
Okay.
teacher, sorry. So, I think, I believe maybe we can use both a little bit. For example, she feels a little bit more confident. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. In that case, it is possible to combine both of them, right?
Yeah,
To make
right.
it smaller and smaller every time.
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
Okay, next one. Another possible form to compare is when you want to use the, how we can say it, like making it more and more specific, right? In that case, we are going to repeat the adjective twice, and we are using, of course, the comparative form er, or in the case of long adjective, more and more, right? For example, Mafe, could you please read the examples?
Easily comparing things.
Here, the weather.
Okay. The weather is getting hotter and hotter.
So you emphasize the characteristic, no? You want to use more than the normal expression. You said like, it is hotter, but hotter in the normal case in one moment, a specific moment. But if you said hotter and hotter, is because you want to emphasize that you are comparing with different moments, maybe on a day or maybe in the same way, in the same week or the same month, right? So you make the comparative more than twice, right? The second one, Orlando?
I'm getting more and more interest in conversation today.
Emphasizing, just to make it
More.
important, no? The comparative, to emphasize that it's really important to make that comparative form. Okay, comparatives are possible also to use when you use the er and the er when you are using in Spanish. How can we say that? Like, entre más lo uses, más te acostumbras, right? For example, when you are comparing something that you want to emphasize that you can do it more than once, right? You can use the comparative de and de, I mean, repeating the same thing. Let's check an example maybe to clarify the idea. We got, the colder it is, the hungrier I get. It means that the weather gets colder. It's because I get hungrier, right? So it is proving
entre más frío haga, más hambre me da.
exactly. So we're making bigger and bigger the comparative form, right?
Right.
One idea is similar. You said the more generous you are towards others, the more generous they are likely to be towards you, right? Entre más generoso seas hacia los demás, más generosos ellos probablemente serán contigo, right? So you are comparing two different ideas, but you finally you get both the same emphasis, right? Is that clear? Have you seen this? I mean, have you used that?
Yes.
No problem with that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, Jimmy?
Yes, teacher, I understand.
Okay, perfect. So it's another way to use comparative, no? Because usually we use the normal comparative, but it is necessary to remember there are some other cases for use comparative forms. Okay, another, but in this case it's using superlative, no? The normal superlative is the hottest, the happiest, the most interesting, the most dangerous, right? But in this case, we can use determiners, in that case, possessive forms, or counting the ways or the times you can do the action, or you can emphasize the activity, right? For example, my worst score ever in exam was 0. I just couldn't answer any of the questions. So I'm using my as a determiner, which specify or which determines the comparison is only for one case and one person, right? It's not general, like the worst moment in the life, but who's the moment? It's my moment, my worst moment, right? So it's more to make it own ideas, right?
Right.
Another one. Birmingham is the second biggest city in England. This is the normal one that we use, the normal comparative, because it's general, no? The biggest city. But in that case, we said, the second biggest. It is because probably we have another different comparative form and we are not making a generalization, right?
Right.
The other one, his two best friends organized a surprise party for him on his 40th birthday. Similar, we use a specific person who owns the superlative form, the times we do or the times we want to mention the characteristic, and then the complement we use. Emphasizing superlative adjectives. So we can make it stronger, but using or similar when you use comparative, when you said hotter and hotter, in this case, we can say by far. By far the most successful, by far the least complicated, right? That is what I told you before, because it is a normal expression we say, no? The Beatles were by far the most successful rock band of the 60s. So, in Spanish, how we can translate this idea?
In Spanish, teacher?
Yeah. Just to clarify what is the use of this.
Bueno, los Beatles fueron la más exitosa banda de rock en los años 60. But I would think the same, maybe far. So we have to use it to emphasize it in the superlative adjectives. But maybe the meaning is how to say. So maybe no doesn't mean anything. So I'm going to put an example. Por muy lejos.
Sí, fueron Beatles fueron por muy lejos la banda más exitosa de los años 60.
Exactly. When you said by far is literal, no? You said por lejos o por lo más lejos, o sea, the idea is basically to say that is in a distance time, right? It has the best, it has been the best band that we have in this world, right? So when you said by far, it's because you said a lo lejos, or por lejos, in a distance time, from one to the other possibly comparison object. Yeah, so maybe in Spanish we never use it too much. I have heard sometimes, but all people, we never use it really. But it is an expression we can use, even in Spanish. So
maybe that is a culture, no?
Yeah, right.
I'm going to put an example. When someone talk about a fall down, this is an example. The ball fall down.
Exactly. Okay. So I need you to think about this. Reflections for today.
Yeah.
Think about how we can use it in Spanish, because it exists. In Spanish it exists. But of course we have like another particular form to say, but it will be emphasizing the same idea, right? By far the most successful, by far the least complicated exists. But we need to know exactly in Spanish how to use it, right? Because it really exists. I know that. Okay, let's go a little bit on the other ones, emphasizing. We have she has, or she is, sorry, yes. She is easily the best dancer in the group. Easily. That is another emphasizing idea, right? And the other one, if you want to use formal situations, right? When you are speaking or your speech is formal, we have to use quite. This is the quite the most irresponsible behavior. It is quite the most interesting class we have had. Yes, something like that. You said quite the most, to be more formal. Or you can say just easily. Easily the best, easily the most important, easily the best, the worst, right? It is another form to express. Questions up to now, people?
No, I believe it maybe is a very reflection about that.
Yeah, it's something we never use, right? It's not common, but it is even, I mean, in English, we never, or we rarely use these expressions.
I believe maybe this topic is by far the most complicated.
You have seen until the moment. Por mucho, you say, por mucho.
Yeah.
Right?
Sí, right.
Like a Spanish form, yeah. The Beatles were by far the most, los Beatles fueron por mucho la más, por mucho, but in the distance time, no? It's not quantity itself.
Yeah, yes.
Or hasta la fecha, lejano, or what else? Another possibility.
I believe it maybe hasta la fecha. By
Right?
far, hasta la fecha.
Hasta la fecha, it will be another possibility, right?
Mm.
Said in a Spanish form, yeah.
Por ahora, por el momento.
Hasta este momento el más complicado, right? Yeah, I think it will be the most appropriate use in Spanish, right?
Yeah, right.
You see something and you need to translate it. Maybe you don't get a little lost with this.
Yes, it's not literally.
Yeah, exactly. It is not literal. Okay. Now, another word, and we finish with this part, okay? Let's see. Another video we got. Mafe, are you there? Or are you sleeping? Mafe.
She's not here.
Oh my God, she left. Well. So, Jimmy Orlando, we got another little quiz.
Okay.
Let's see.
She's come back.
Okay.
Yes, it's my
Your computer?
no, the network.
Oh, okay. All right.
The internet connection, maybe.
Yes, the connection.
Because of the rainy part of this country.
Yes, here is raining too.
Yeah, I suppose all country is really, really cold now. Okay, people, pay attention. So I will give you another quiz, which is basically on observation of the video, but you have to be careful and good observer, okay? Because we have a lot of information. So maybe if you can write it down next to you or something, because you need to remember some information for these questions, okay?
Okay.
Right, perfect. So I will play the video, and at the moment I will stop and pause it, and we are going to discuss the question they present to us. So look at the instructions. We say, watch the video, read the questions before each clip. So every time you have a picture, you have previously a question. So you have to be careful and try to get the answer. And answer the questions, well, in the worksheet, no, but this is more a speaking part, no? We have to use comparative forms or superlative in the answers, okay?
Okay.
Let's try to make an example first of all, and then we make it by turns, similar to the previous one. The world's tallest building. So look at the question. Oh my gosh, sorry. Which building is taller, Taipei or Shanghai Tower? And second question, what is the tallest building in the world? Remember the questions. Okay, so the questions, remember the questions?
Yep.
Which building is taller, Taipei 101 or Shanghai Tower?
Shanghai Tower.
Use the complete idea. Shanghai
Yes,
Tower.
Shanghai Tower is taller than Taipei 101.
Okay, and what is the tallest building in the world?
Burj Khalifa is the tallest building in the world.
Very good. So that is the idea, right? We are going to check the picture, get the information, and answer the questions we got. Very good. So, oh, wait. Second question. Mafe, start with you. Most popular countries. The questions. Which country is more popular, Spain or the US? Second question. What is the most popular country to visit in Asia? Remember the questions. And the third question. What country is the most popular tourist destination in the world? All right? You got the questions?
Yes.
Okay. Oops. So, let's see the questions again because they're so important to take. So, Mafe, which country is more popular, Spain or the US?
US.
Complete answer?
Huh?
Complete answer, please.
US is more popular than Spain.
Okay, it's more popular than Spain. What is the most popular country to visit in Asia?
Spain is the most popular city to visit in Asia.
Which country you say? Excuse me?
Spain.
Are you sure? In Asia?
China.
No. Yep.
But,
You're right, Jimmy.
we can say China. So,
Yes, you're right. Jimmy also give you the help. Yes, China is the most popular country in Asia. Number 3 or number 5 in this case. What country is the most popular tourist destination in the world?
or I can say France is the most tourist city in the world. Tourist destination in the world.
Repeat again, what is the characteristic?
The more city tourist destination in the world.
No.
It's because my screen is black, so I wrote use.
Okay, so it will be is the most popular. No, it's necessary the adjective. It's the most popular. Is the most I don't know, most stated maybe is the most touristic destination, right? You have to use an adjective, right? That's important. Okay, thank you, Jimmy. Your turn. I wait.
I'm ready, I'm here.
We were talking about the animals, no?
Animals, okay.
Fastest animal. The questions. Is the race horse or the ostrich, sorry, slower? Next question. Which animal is faster? The swordfish or the lion? And the last question. What is the fastest animal in the race?
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go back to the questions. Is the race horse or the ostrich slower?
The racehorse is slower than the ostrich.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Mafe, Orlando, what do you think?
The ostrich is slower than racehorses.
So it will be the opposite, you say, right?
Yep, this the opposite, right?
Okay, all right. Jimmy, next question. Which animal is faster, the swordfish or the lion?
The lion is the faster of the swordfish.
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 The lion is faster than
Swordfish.
Okay. And the next question. What is the fastest animal in the race?
I can see beyond now. I think that the animal
cheetah. Was a cheetah.
The monkey?
Cheetah.
King cheetah.
King cheetah.
King cheetah. Okay. The king cheetah is the faster of the race.
The fastest.
The fastest in the race.
Race. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's see Orlando. Your turn again. The world's hottest places. Which place is hotter? Kefli in Tunisia or Gadamesh in Libya? Next question. Where is the hottest place on earth? Okay. Okay. So, Orlando, which place is hotter? Kefli in Tunisia or Gadamesh in Libya?
Okay, Kefli in Gadames in Libya is hotter than Kefli in Tunisia.
Why?
Why?
You didn't read the information.
I cannot read down. Maybe because, well, you can fry egg in Kibili in Tunisia, but in Gadames,
Well, it will be possible. Anyway.
yeah,
Okay. No matters. That's okay. Where is the hottest place on Earth?
and the Death Valley is the hottest place of the Earth.
Of Earth, on Earth, right? Where is it located?
Sorry, teacher.
Where is it located?
And in USA, it's located.
It is in the USA. Very good. Okay, Mafu, your turn. Is she there? Mafe?
She's not here.
Okay, Jimmy. So, thank you, Orlando.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm here.
The world's best Olympian. Yes, it is.
Yes, yes.
I didn't read it. Yes, best Olympians. The questions. Which person has fewer medals than Brigitte Fischer? Second question. Who was more successful, Takeshi Ono or Nikolai Andronov? I don't know what is that. Andrianov?
Nikola Andrianov.
Andrianov. Oh, there is a Russian. Yes.
Nikolai Andrianov. Yeah, he's a Russian. And
Okay.
Takashi Hono is Japanese.
Okay, thank you. And the third one, who is the most successful Olympian ever? Remember the questions and remember the names, right? Because that is difficult anyway.
Okay.
Fewer medals. Okay, Jimmy, tell me. So, which person has fewer medals than Brigitte Fischer?
Figure medals. Figure medals. Wait a moment.
It's a Norway name.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is for the year.
Who was that?
For the year, the year. I think
Name, right? You're telling me the name?
the name
Yes, it's
for the year. For the so the answer is
Like Bjorn? How we can pronounce that one? Like Bjorn?
I believe Jorn Delee.
Delee.
John DeLee. Okay, John DeLee.
Yes,
John
because
DeLee.
We're gonna say the
John DeLee gets the biggest figure medals.
Okay, than Brigitte Fischer. Very good. Second question. Who was more successful, Takashi Ono or Nikolai? No.
Nikolai Andronov was the more successful than Takashi Ono.
Okay, so you said was more successful. More.
More successful.
More successful. All right. And the last question, who is the most successful Olympian ever?
The most Michael Phelps.
Michael Phelps.
Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps was the most successful.
All right, Olympian ever. Yeah, remember you have the most, right?
Most, okay.
Pronunciation, the most successful. Right, very good. And the last one for Orlando.
Yep.
The last one is... Oh, sorry, I forgot. I have to move it. The world's highest mountains.
Okay.
First question. Which mountain is slightly higher than Mount Kilimanjaro? And the second question, what is the highest mountain in the world? Okay, according to the information, which mountain is slightly higher than Mount Kilimanjaro?
Okay, Mountain McKinley is slightly higher than Mount Kilimanjaro.
Do you remember where it is located?
Oh, I think
You
it's
never
in
presented the information.
USA.
I guess it is in the USA.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see. North American's highest mountain.
North America, yeah.
Perfect. And what is the highest mountain in the world?
The Himalaya is the highest mountain in the world. The Everest.
The Everest, which is located?
Yes, in Himalaya.
Oh, great. Very good.
The border is China, and India, no, Pakistan.
Well, that part I didn't know that, but
yes, it's in a border among China, Pakistan. I can remember another country. I forget. In this moment, I cannot remember, but it's in that border.
Well, perfect, gentlemen. And well, Maria Fernanda already left, but it was a really, really cool class. We had a lot of activities. The time is over now, but I suppose you had a little more ideas about how to use comparative and superlative, obviously using objects, no? That's the important part. Any conclusion, any things to close our session today?
I just want to say that thank you so much for this class. I just hope to have another class with you. So this is very, very good. Thanks.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. That is not because of the teacher, that is the participation you have all the time in the classes. So really, I appreciate you are always with me here practicing. Don't forget, of course, to check the new vocabulary we learned today.
Yeah.
Are the most important ones we got.
By far.
By far. So I need you to practice. Don't forget those.
Yes, I need to practice as well.
Okay, Jimmy, something to close our session?
Yes, teacher. I thanks for your class today. Teacher, I want to ask, please, for you, can you share your sliders with us?
Sure, Actually, I will send it as soon as I finish. I will send it to your Skype, so I can check it again and maybe practice again with the videos, because of course that was kind of the middle of the video, so you can continue practicing with the rest of it. Okay, so it will be nice for you to do it. All right, perfect. Thank you very much for being with me. Remember, continue practicing and check the new vocabulary. Okay.
Okay, teacher. For today, we all have glasses. I don't know, but it's interesting.
Yeah. No, interesting people. We are smart people. That's why.
Smart people.
Smart people. Thank you.
Okay.
Have a good weekend. Enjoy it and just take a rest, sleep a lot, and see you in the next opportunity. All right?
Okay, right.
Bye.
Thank you so much, teacher. Bye. See ya. Bye, Jimmy.